Hello and welcome back to Cult Leader. I'm your Cult Leader, Spencer Henry, and it's a Friday, baby. That means that this is a Little Leader. It's our weekly catch-up where I share some of the stories that you all send to me. Hey, have you been thinking, wow, I wanna send in a story? I'm gonna tell you how to do that. You can send it in an email to spencer@cultleader.com, and that's CULTLITER. All right. We've got a few people who have gotten confused on that lately, actually. And then put Little Leader somewhere in there so I know where to find it. Or call into the Cult Leader hotline at 747-322-0273. Options. We've got options. How is it going, babes? Happy Friday. Hope you're all having a nice week so far. You ready for the weekend? Ready to close up shop? I know I am. I actually had a really fun week. So last weekend, it was a hoot, maybe even a holler. I was in LA with Madison. We were running around Long Beach and Orange County, just being absolute menaces per usual. Felt so great, so fun. Got to see a bunch of my friends. Got to see my friend Alyssa and our friend Leah. And, we did some in and out trips. We took our friend Alyssa's Grey Gardens virginity. All right. And she was over at Madison's, I think on Saturday night. And she mentioned she had never seen Grey Gardens. And we were like, what? We clowned on her, which is the same reaction I would have, by the way, if any of you told me you hadn't seen it. So that's your homework for the weekend. You have to watch Grey Gardens. Start with the original documentary. I believe it's from 1975. And then watch the parody that Fred Armisen and Bill Hader did. That's what we did because we made her watch both, which, by the way, my mom loved Grey Gardens, but she loved the Bill Hader and Fred Armisen parody that they did. And then after you watch both of those, if you haven't gotten your fix, there is a movie that was made about this documentary, and it pretty much mirrors it entirely. And in the movie, Jessica Lange plays the mom, and then Drew Barrymore plays the daughter. And so that's the order you have to do it again. You got to watch the documentary, you got to watch the parody, and then watch the movie. It is so good. Truly one of my favorite pieces of media. It's timeless. And if you haven't seen it, you've probably seen clips of it, especially Little Edie in the documentary. There's this dance she does with the American flag and she has her head wrap on. I mean, it is just the best. It's so campy. It's so good. And there's not much I can say. You just need to watch the documentary and see it for yourself. So what else were we doing? Just really running around. I mean, there was one reason in particular that I was there for, which I'll tell you guys about soon. Some big news coming, and I'm really excited to share it. Another recommendation to watch, because I just watched it, and I know I'm super late to the game on this one, but we finished last night, the champ and I finished watching Sharp Objects. I'd never seen it, you guys. It's on HBO. Sharp Objects stars Amy Adams. It is fantastic. I was very happy. I was able to predict what was coming. I predicted what the whole show, how it all ended up because of Cult Leader, honestly. I really did. And it was so good. So if you haven't watched that, highly recommend. It's 8 episodes. It's good. I liked it. I haven't really seen anything else, I don't think, worth mentioning. And I don't really have any headlines this week, but I'll tell you this, because it's been like the talk lately. I am terrified to eat anything right now. I've always been very honest with you guys about my anxiety through the years. I mean, we went through some tough times together. We went through fucking, I started this in a place of grief. It's how this podcast even came to be. I've had so many anxiety bouts over the years and blah, blah, blah. Life's so hard sometimes, especially health anxiety, though. You guys, I don't want to jinx it. I'm going to knock on wood right now. But for the first time in forever, I feel so balanced. Like the anxiety was just lifted away. And I don't know if there was some shift or I got thrown into another timeline or something, or if it's just, maybe getting older. I don't know. Something shifted and I am not really anxious about anything. But this is making me a little nervous. There's all these headlines going around right now talking about this explosive diarrhea virus. And that is something that I don't want. I don't want it. I've been nervous for the past couple days about it because, we've been going out to eat and all these things, traveling. I don't know exactly how shit's getting spread. I don't like it. I do not like this one bit. I'm not eating any uncooked produce right now because what do you mean people are just shitting their pants left and right? That is a nightmare to me. It's one thing, a cold is fucking annoying. A flu virus sucks. I was sick, a couple weeks ago, and that felt never ending. And I feel like the older you get, the worse it gets. I used to be able to bounce back from shit. I mean, there's certain times where you're like, okay, I can work with this cold or whatever, but shitting your pants, you can't. You really can't. That is horrifying. I hate it. And maybe I'm extra sensitive to it because lest we forget, it was just a couple years ago that I was in the fucking ICU for 5 days with sepsis. He could have died. He felt like he was going to die. That is the sickest I've ever been in my life. That was truly a moment where I was like, I don't know if I'm coming back from this one. So I'm just like, okay, thank God. That was all fine, but anything like stomach virus related, keep it the fuck away from me. I was telling actually the champ last night, we were having dinner and then I was like, should we order ice cream? Like, should we Postmate some ice cream? And he's like, we have our date night every Wednesday where we get ice cream. And last night was Tuesday. And he's like, it's not date night. We can't be ordering ice cream. And so I was like, I know, I'm just really craving some lettuce right now and it's not safe to eat. So I thought maybe we could just order ice cream. He's like, absolutely not. So anyway, tonight I get to have ice cream. Also, nobody tells me what to do. This is me being held accountable because I got to fit into my wedding, my wedding tuxedo very soon in, I think we're at like the 2-month countdown now. So he's right. He's right. Okay. But I will be getting ice cream tonight. And you know what? In fact, matter of fact, I might get an ice cream sundae. Doesn't that sound great? Just some good like caramel and chocolate, like hot chocolate sauce. What is it called? Hot fudge. Oh God, that sounds so good. Sprinkles, whipped cream. Oh yeah, it's fucking going down tonight. And also, we recently discovered the swig here, which is what those Mormon wives are always drinking, those Mormon gals. You guys, swig is so fucking good. It's like my dream. It's dirty sodas for those of you who aren't familiar. And there's one that I love, and it's just Diet Coke with a splash of cranberry juice and some lime, and it is delicious. That's also been a weekly treat. Oh God, I love it. A lot of them have like cream and stuff in them. I can't do that because I don't trust that that's going to sit right. But I think the soda itself with the fun flavors, it's fun. I like it. All right. Enough about me. Oh, also shout out to in Orange, downtown Orange, in the Orange Circle at Earth Cafe. They have the best banana cream pie. Can you tell I'm hungry right now? They have the best banana cream pie. And you know what's actually crazy about all of this is I don't even really have that big of a sweet tooth. I'll fuck up a bowl of ice cream. I'll tell you that much. But I'm much more of a savory. Like I'll take a bag of chips over a cookie or cake or whatever any day. But yeah, I guess I have a sweet tooth today. And speaking of sweet, this is a great transition because we have a little science story that one of you babes sent in. And they wrote, "Hi, Spencer. Longtime listener, first time actually getting myself to send something in. I will do the obligatory apology for the length because I tend to ramble." You know what? Same. Same. I know you talk about the book Signs so much, and while I haven't read it yet, come on, read it. I thought you would appreciate this. My grandma on my mom's side passed away about 4 years ago. She had been my last living grandparent and the one I had been closest to. She lived just a short walk away from my mom's house. Divorced parent gang, where you at? So I spent a lot of time with her and loved helping her decorate her house for holidays. That's like such a pinnacle, great childhood memory, right? Like I remember doing the same at my grandparents' house. They had a different theme for each room, and I loved getting to, just hang the ornaments and put together their Christmas village. Just the best. Anyway, they went on to say she was a huge QVC/Avon decor lady, so her house always looked so good. She also had a collection of Boyd's bear figurines. Oh my God, wait. Well, okay, I'll finish this and then I'll tell you. Later in her life, she had started to give me some of her decor that she didn't use, and she gave me one of her Halloween Boyd's Bears figures, and I loved it so much. Since she passed, I always look for Boyd's Bears when I go thrifting or antiquing, and I buy any holiday-themed ones I can find. I just turned 31 recently, and for my birthday, I took myself thrifting as my treat yourself on a budget day. I usually go through clothes first before going to the home section, but I just felt like I should go to the home section first. And the very first thing I see is a birthday-themed Boyd's Bear figurine. I immediately grabbed it and nearly had a full breakdown in the middle of the community aid. I messaged my mom immediately that this was a hi and happy birthday for my grandma, and she said absolutely. I'll include a picture of it so you can see what it looks like. My mom also sings the birthday song my grandma used to sing to us every year now to carry it on, and I think this was another sign of her saying that she's still here watching. This has definitely been longer than expected, so I will end it here. Thank you if you do end up reading this, and for all the work you put into your show. I've also included pictures of my fur babies, Mika and Gilly, your faithful cult babe, Maggie. Maggie, thank you so much. Oh, you're cute little babies. Okay, I have to tell you, this is crazy. Okay, your grandma, I think she's coming to you right now through this as well. When I was in Orange with Madison and our friend Alyssa, after we went to Earth Cafe for breakfast, we walked around. We went to the antique malls, and like downtown or Old Town Orange is full of antique shops and thrift shops. It's the best. And in one of the antique malls, I kid you fucking not, Madison can be my witness to this. We're walking through, we're just, talking about everything. Oh, look at this, look at this, look at this. And I pointed out I didn't know they were called Boyd's Bears. But when you set the picture, I was like, oh my God. I pointed out a collection of those, and I said, I love that people just collect things like this. Like, I love when people just have a collection and they commit to it. How crazy is that to then get this email? Like, what are the chances of that? That is so wild. We're all fucking connected. That's what it is. We're all connected. The fact that I even remember that, the fact that I even remembered pointing that out to Madison at the antique mall is crazy. I can't wait to actually call her after this and tell her. I love shit like this. Because I was thinking when we were antiquing, I was like, I wish I had a collection of something. I don't really have one particular item that I'm searching for or looking at. Like, I guess I collect like vintage clothes and stuff, but that's not the same. I don't have like one specific, like, this type of plate or this figurine. Like, I collect like this. Which is probably for the better because I have so much shit anyways, like that I've just never gotten rid of. Even I have this really cool pair of mid-century lamps. They're beautiful, but they're kind of big. The lampshades are large. I haven't had a house that they fully fit in or somewhere where it's like easy to have them out on display, but I'll never get rid of them, right? Like, do we all have a box in our attic of stuff that we're like, one day there's going to be a place for these? Even when actually that should have been when I fucking busted those out, huh? I lived in that cool mid-century house for a while. Yeah, I don't know. I guess I just left them in the box. Life of me. Okay, but then this Maggie person added a PS, and I'm so happy they did. because it's going to give us a blast from the past. They wrote, P.S. I don't know if you remember the Little Leader story about the boobs and butts case, but that is basically my hometown, only like 10 minutes away. And that was so wild to hear that on your show. A friend of mine actually rented the house that the murder took place in one summer, unknowingly, and one of my best friends lived just across the street. There's also an investigation discovery episode about the case that came out a couple years ago, and that has crime scene pictures and 911 recordings if you're interested. Of course I'm interested, Maggie, but I was also immediately after reading this, I had to go re-find that email because I was like, oh my God, I forgot about this. And it's so good. It's worth sharing again. So I think a cult leader first, a little leader first, I am sharing this little leader from the past because it's just so good. They wrote, hi, Spencer and Hot Dog and Madison. I assume you're there too. Sorry, Frankie. This was before you were born. I think this was in 2022, 4 years ago. You guys, what the fuck? Time is not real. They wrote, my friend and I talk about my hometown murder story all the time and collectively refer to the incident as boobs and butts. If that's not a hook, I don't know what is. It hooked me twice, in fact. My tale took place in a super rural area in central Pennsylvania, Center Hall. The culprit was Miranda Boob. Please note that she married into that last name, who was my best childhood friend for years. I even had a stuffed mouse I named Mindy after her and took with me everywhere. And there are photos of her holding my then infant baby brother. Miranda's parents adopted her when she was just a few months old, but she still had contact with her troubled birth mother. Miranda's adoptive parents were super sweet people, but spoiled her absolutely rotten. Naturally, I loved going to their house because she had all the toys. And bonus, neither of her parents cooked, so they went out to eat every night and I got to tag along. Miranda's dad was the town's mayor, as well as the local funeral director. Did I mention the funeral home was in their house? Imagine our curiosity as kids running wild in that house. Oh God, probably the best. In late elementary school, I had a falling out with Miranda. I suspect largely because she was becoming a spoiled bitch. I recently found my 8th grade yearbook in which I thought it was cool to draw on people with a Sharpie, and I had drawn devil horns and a pitchfork on Miranda's picture. As you should. It's part of the experience. Cut to the first episode of Pen 15. I've never felt more seen. I forgot about that show. Around the time I was in college, early 2000s, my mom became Miranda's coworker when my mom started teaching at Miranda's mother's preschool. After that, we often discussed that Miranda had some weird, almost evil-seeming tendencies. When my mom died of cancer in 2007, Miranda's dad even handled her cremation and memorial. So yeah, this one runs deep for me. Anyways, let's get to the meat. Miranda married Sam Boob not long after high school after discovering that she was pregnant. They had 2 kids, then started having troubles that people theorize were related to her shopping addiction and or massive overspending habits. Naturally, they had a 3rd baby to fix the marriage, and in a completely random turn of events, it didn't work out. Imagine that. Miranda began having affairs when the baby was an infant and decided she wanted out, but apparently could not fathom the idea of divorce as an option. Of course not. She asked at least one guy she was sleeping with to kill her husband, claiming that Boob was abusive. My older brother went to school with Boob and his siblings, and everyone says he was a very kind and gentle, good old boy who wouldn't even hurt a fly. When she wasn't having luck getting her side pieces to kill Boob, Miranda turned to the carnies who were in town for the annual Grange Fair, which runs for a week every August and draws in huge crowds. So in 2009, Miranda met carny Ron Heichel at the local Snappy's gas station. She begins texting with him about building a pond, which was code for murdering her husband. Meanwhile, they seemingly start their own affair and make a plan for Heichel to kill Mr. Boob, enlisting the help of a getaway driver named, wait for it, I forgot about this, Kermit Butts. The getaway car, a scooter. I can't make this shit up. God, I fucking love this so much. Well, I hate this. I hate it, but you gotta love the names. On Sunday morning, August 23rd, 2009, Heichel texts Miranda to say that she should take the kids to church so she'll have an alibi, but drives Heichel to the Boobs country home on winding back roads on his scooter to commit the deed. As she's getting the kids ready for church, Miranda and Heichel are texting back and forth about him using Mr. Boobs' rifle to do it, how he'll get into the barn, and people's whereabouts. When Miranda says Boob is inside eating cereal, Heichel texts to say he'll make a noise to get Boob out to the barn, and hearing it, Miranda sends Sam to the pole barn to investigate. When Boob enters the pole barn, he is shot immediately, then turns and runs into the yard where Heichel shoots him again. Afterwards, Miranda runs outside and plays the grieving widow, calling 911 to report that her husband's been shot. She's doing a bang-up job right up until someone eventually asks for her cell phone. She won't give it at first, and the police enlist her brother-in-law, who told them she said some weird shit to him that made him think that she was involved, and they have him wear a wire and talk to her. Miranda is reluctant and then tells him they can't have her phone because there's text on there that would make the police think she had something to do with it. Lo and behold, the texts were pulled, and wow, she didn't hold anything back. Turns out Miranda was also texting yet another lover to talk about the upcoming antique machinery show, farm equipment, and saying she hoped Mr. Boob would be 6 feet under by then, evidently so that they could enjoy this wildly romantic event together. Butts and Heichel were all arrested and charged within a few days of the murder. The murder has been on a couple of delightfully cheesy reenactment ID channel shows that I love to watch and poke holes in, but a couple years ago, an episode of Fatal Vows titled Some Like It Dead came out that had interviews with her parents, and it was at least somewhat more historically accurate. Thank you for being amazing and making me laugh uncontrollably in public on the reg, Liz. Liz, love ya. Love you. Hope you're still with us, Liz. Hope you're still listening. God, I forgot. That was such a classic. Such a classic Little Leader. God, we've had some bangers over the years, some bangers. And I love that one so much. And so glad that she had a little resurgence in this Little Leader episode. But that is enough from me this week. I love you guys so much. I hope you have the best weekend. Go do something fun. Go do some antiquing and keep an eye out for those Boyd's Bears. All right? Okay. Goodbye.